I'm Andy Parkin, Managing Director of the multi-award-winning Screed. I'm here to talk about floor levelling compound. Floor levelling compound is a cement-based smoothing compound, supplied generally in 25 kg bags and mixed on-site with water or latex for some products. When laying vinyl, ceramic tiles, carpet and other floor coverings, floor levelling compounds even out substrates, leaving a smooth surface to bond to. When we talk about floor levelling compound, we need to consider the different types of screed construction. There are three types. Bonded is very relevant to floor levelling compound as it relies on the bond with the substrate. Floor levelling compound would be suitable for this type of construction. Unbonded is where you have a membrane in between the substrate and the screed. This type of construction is not something that would be suitable for a floor levelling compound. Floating construction is where you have the screed sat on insulation, be it acoustic or thermal insulation. This type of construction is not something that would be suitable for floor levelling compound. When bonding, I think it's important to highlight the process. When looking at the substrate, it needs to be sound. When we say sound, it needs to be solid. If you have crumbling, cracking or other issues, then action needs to be taken before laying the screed. There is no point in laying a floor levelling compound onto something that isn't stable, because it will only result in the screed cracking and or delaminating. Checks should be made to ensure that the substrate is not contaminated. Contamination can be a variety of things: oils, grease, dust, anything that may have gone into the pores of the screed, the capillaries of the screed. If there is contamination, it may require some mechanical surface preparation, which may be grinding, scabbling or shot blasting. If there is paint on the substrate, then it will need to be removed before laying the floor levelling compound. The surface needs to be clean and vacuumed if there is dirt or dust on the surface. Before the floor screed is laid, a primer needs to be applied to the substrate to assist in the bonding of the screed and the substrate. Sometimes it can go down without the primer. Always read the instructions before laying. Either way, you are going to need some penetration of the surface. It needs to bond, so it may be that you have to grind off the first couple of millimeters of the matrix to get down to something that's bondable. If the substrate is power floated concrete, then the top of the matrix will need to be removed to get to the more open textured concrete that will allow the primer to penetrate. There are certain products that may go down directly onto a power floated surface, but again you would have to look at the requirement for each individual product. In general, you would be looking at mechanically altering the surface to allow for better adhesion between the screed and the substrate. Floor levelling compound thicknesses varies from product to product. However, as a general guideline, we have the following. Minimum depths are usually 2 to 3 mil. However, there are some products that can go down to feather edge, which is kind of a mil and even less. Maximum depths are usually 10 to 15 mil. However, with the addition of bulking aggregates, which is normally kiln dried sand, some floor levelling compounds can go up to 50 mil. Floor levelling compound is normally used to smooth the surface of concrete and screeds when laying thin vinyl or thin floor coverings. Slight imperfections in substrate will show up in these types of floor coverings. A floor levelling compound will smooth out these slight imperfections. I hope this helps with your floor levelling compound questions. If you have any further questions, please get in touch.